Welcome to Straight Talk Africa, live from the Voice of America studios here in Washington. It's Wednesday, September 28. I am Shaka Ssali. Today, we'll discuss the legacy of the late Wangari Maathai and how her life has influenced the role of women on the African continent. Wangari Maathai, the first African woman to win the 2004 Nobel Peace Prize, died in the Kenyan capital Nairobi on Sunday, September 25th, after a long struggle with ovarian cancer. She was 71 years old, a tireless advocate for human rights, social justice, and better management of natural resources. Maathai founded the Green Belt movement in 1977. Its goal was to help poor women in rural communities in Kenya so they could meet their basic needs for firewood, food, and clean drinking water through a tree planting program. She was born in a small village in the central highlands of Kenya in 1940, during an era when most Kenyan girls did not receive Western type of education. But the insistence of her old brother, she attended a primary school taught most by Catholic nuns. Maathai attended the college in the United States, where she received both a bachelor's and master's degree. She returned to Kenya and became the first woman in Eastern Central Africa to receive a PhD in science in 1971. Maathai also was the first woman to be appointed head of the Faculty of Veterinary Science at the University of Nairobi. She was later appointed by Kenyan President Mwai Kibaki an Assistant Minister of Environment. Kenyans are in mourning following the recent death of Nobel Prize Laureate environmentalist Wangari Maathai. Some shared their thoughts with VOA East Africa correspondent Gabe Joslo at a park in Nairobi that Maathai famously fought to defend.
Uhuru Park is a peaceful stretch of land on the edge of downtown Nairobi. The name means freedom, and Kenyans owe the existence of this beautiful place to the environmentalist work of Wangari Maathai. Paul Gatheru came to Nairobi 6 months ago. He says he spent many peaceful hours here while looking for work in the Kenyan capital.
After realizing that she is the person behind this bar and how she actually fought about it, we could not be enjoying it as we enjoy now.
Maathai saved the parkland from development more than 20 years ago, leading demonstrations and eventually defeating the developers in court. If not for her action, Mary Wambui Mawara, a city worker here for the past 10 years, would not have a job.
In that time, the time that the government wanted to grab this ground to build private houses, but Wangari stand firmly and say no, it can't happen.
In 2004, Maathai won the Nobel Peace Prize for her environmental activism, becoming the first African woman and the first environmentalist to win the award. She is also remembered for her political activism, particularly against the government of former President Daniel Arap Moi. Nairobi businessman Eliud Thigari recalls meeting Maathai during a political event at a church in the town of Thika.
We happened to meet with her, to interact with her within that church, and she told us to fight, not to fear, to fight for our democracy. Since then, we continue to fight until just a time the government of the day allowed us to have a multi-party democracy. That was in the year 2001.
Maathai's Green Belt movement planted many of the trees in Uhuru Park. Shukri Aiden says he learned to respect and love the environment while growing up, thanks to Maathai.
It's a big blow to Kenyans because we lost a very woman who is very friendly to environment. She was such an environmentalist woman. She has conversed, she has concerned a lot of place in the environment. So it's just a big blow to Kenyans. We lost a very, very fantastic woman.
Kenyans say there may never be another Wangari Maathai, but her message will not be forgotten. Gabe Joselo, VOA News, Nairobi.